Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I happened to see someone comment that YouTube put a shit ton of ads in my video. And so to retaliate, I'm doing a bonus Pisces reading because fuck you, YouTube. Not only that, I took out almost all the ads. So that kind of hurt. I probably should not have stuck my tongue out. That kind of hurt. I'm still swollen as fuck. Hookers, okay? We don't need to not be swollen to do a reading. So I literally just unboxed this tarot deck that someone so generously gifted me with. What? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and let's pull some cards out. Let's see what we're going to be told. I think we're going to be told a lot of juicy stuff. Juicy stuff. All right. Let's see. I'm really liking this deck. Really liking this deck. Oh, okay. Okay. So Pisces, you're being tasked with shifting the way your journey goes, like right now. Okay. I think what's been going on is Pisces, we've kind of been in this almost like a rut where we're kind of just allowing life to just fling us around and stuff. Pulling at my sleeves. And we have to stop doing that. We have to be conscious creators, okay? We have to be present instead of just allowing our lives to do whatever it wants. We have to stop allowing people to get us so fixated on specific circumstance. Some of the circumstance has to do with, I don't know, I guess like for some of us pining away, for others of us like being super irritated, yet for others of us just like being so fixated on trying to know things in advance instead of trying to be fully present to understand what we're living through in this moment. Oh, okay. This bitch. Sorry. This bitch. I already told you. Don't be coming out when I'm doing readings. This card came out. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We'll get through it. Let me just pull one more deck because I likes to be thorough. Okay. Well, this is the deck that I pulled. So we'll see how this pans out. We'll just see how this pans out. Okay. Tell me what I don't want to know. Well, you're at the right channel. You're totally at the right spot. If you don't want to know, this is where you need to go. All right. Final deck. Oh, well, shit. All right. Here we go. Let's get started. Here goes. Create. You have to begin seeing and creating a different life than what you normally have. If you are so unhappy with how your life has been going, with your relationships, with your job, with everything day to day, then do something different. It is literally that simple. It is literally that simple. Granted, for those of you pessimistic mofos who are like, oh, so what? Just quit my job. Well, if you want to have no income, then go right ahead. I'm talking about changing the way you approach your workday. If you're going to start your day with shit, I got to work today. It fucking sucks. Then yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck because you've already programmed it to be something miserable. Now, if you can shift it to, okay, well, I have to work today. I wonder what's going to happen at work today. Then that leaves room for amazing things to happen. But if right at the beginning of your day, you're already like, this is going to be a shitty day, then bravo, you just called in a shitty day. And I know this for a fact because I do this to myself all the time. All the time. I'm not saying that I'm always like, oh, I have to work. That sucks. Before, When I was still working for someone else, yes, I constantly said that. Now I'm like, ooh, what's going to happen today? It's always something new. So it's always an adventure every day. And that's fine. That's beautiful. Perfect. It's not that I have specific things where I'm like, okay, today this is this, and that, and this and that is going to happen. That's how you set yourself up for expectation and then failure or disappointment. Okay. Card number 9. What do you feel? Are you comparing your expectations for your spiritual journey with the reality of your life? Because those are two different things. Okay. Those are two different things. If your expectation for your spiritual journey is not aligning with your expectation, your reality for this life, then you're going to have to do something different. Hi, Norseman. You're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to figure out a way how to align the two. Okay. Say you are totally like vegan, you don't like animal products, you don't like leather, there would be no reason for you to work in a leather shop. That's a pretty like no-brainer type of example. Okay. If what you're at right now, where you're at right now, what you're doing right now does not make you feel fulfilled, is totally misaligned with who you're becoming, who you currently are, and who you're growing to be, then you need to start making plans to change that. Now, if you want to be irresponsible and just quit your job because some random girl on a video on YouTube told you to align your life, the end result of that is your struggle. Okay. So you have to make plans, meaning you have to start looking for other places that will fulfill you. You know, you have to be responsible in the way you move forward, especially when it comes to something that involves finances. So, a fragment. Ooh. Oh, the ghost of spirits past is coming forward. Oh, shit. So it's looking like someone from the past is coming forward. Okay. Someone from the past is coming forward. Card number 19, the journey. So, okay, sometimes your soul will play with you, meaning it will play along. You want to feel totally helpless for a moment. It'll be like, yeah, okay, let's let her feel helpless just for a moment. And then you're supposed to kick yourself out of that phase. Okay. You're totally supposed to get yourself back out of that and become productive again. But most of us don't realize that. We suddenly think, well, if I meditate enough, then someone's just going to solve my problem for me. Not how it works. This is not how it works. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. That's not how it works. If I pray enough, then my prayers will be answered. No. You are already equipped with everything you could possibly need to solve any problem this life will bring before you. That means you have the ability to socialize and communicate your needs with people. Okay. People who can help you. It's not always that someone is just going to randomly find you and like, oh, hey, my intuition tells me you need $10,000. Let me just give that to you. It's not going to happen like that. I mean, if it does happen like that, let me know. Let's talk about it live. It's not going to happen like that. That's not how life works. Sometimes what we expect is totally unrealistic and just unrealistic. If you need help, you can pray for help all you want. That's beautiful. It's like a form of meditation. But understand that help will not arrive until you open yourself to receive the connections, the gifts, whatever it is. Because if you're going to keep yourself completely blocked up, I mean, you could keep playing games all you want with yourself. Like, oh, I can't walk, so Soul has to give me a ride. I mean, I guarantee you she's not riding on that poor animal's back. I guarantee you. I guarantee you it's just like when I used to, when I was a little kid and I grew up with big ass dogs, I would pretend I was riding it like a pony, but in reality, my butt was barely grazing the dog's back and I was just running along with it. Okay. I was running along with it. So you can play with yourself all you want like that. But at some point, you're going to have to be realistic. You're going to have to be like, okay, I need to get things done for myself. So big aha moment. Ooh. The light of your truth is about to shine through. Change is needing to happen. For many of us, we have allowed ourselves to exist in a shadow state for too long. You're not always supposed to be in the sunlight, and you're not always supposed to be in the shadow. You're supposed to allow yourself to gracefully swing between the two. Okay, if you're not allowing yourself to gracefully swing between the two, then you're stuck. Stuckness being stuck usually comes from the fact that you are afraid to take accountability for what comes next. You don't know what comes next, so you don't want to be responsible for what comes next. You're waiting for someone else to give you that answer. You're waiting for someone else to tell you what to do. You know why people do that? So if something messes up, if it goes all bad, you could be like, oh, that's not my fault. So and so told me to do it. I don't think so. I don't think so. So, slowing down. It's good to allow yourself to kind of embody some of that turtle energy where you know your protection is right there. If you want to just kind of sink into yourself for a little bit temporarily, that's perfectly fine. It's okay for you to go ahead and walk through life and not rush through anything. You know, it's perfectly fine. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm banning the right person. Okay, there you go. So, card number 39, free from judgment, free to love. It's okay for you to love yourself. It's okay for you to not think badly of yourself. You don't have to think badly of yourself. You don't have to listen to rude ass motherfuckers in order to be a good person. That's such a common misperception that if you think well of yourself, if you're supportive of your own goals, that somehow you're on one. First off, I want to say this, okay? As someone who doesn't do drugs but has a lot of friends who suffer, people that I love that suffer through drug addiction. For people to make these statements in a joking way, even not even joking way, to try and insult me, like, I'm not insulted. I just feel very badly for those people because they don't understand that they are like the embodiment of what's wrong with this world. So we come from societies that ostracize individuals, and these individuals have to find ways to cope. Oftentimes, the way they cope is through drug addiction, drug use, which then becomes addiction. For you to continue to perpetuate this stigma for having a poor coping mechanism, that's fucked up, and you're a part of what is wrong with this world. Fix your fucking ass already. We need to begin allowing these people who are hurting so badly that they have to turn to substances to cope. We have to hold space for them to be able to heal themselves, to be able to understand, you know what? You are not just a result of a shitty life. You are so much more than what you see while you are numb. I feel that's just important to say. I feel that's very, very important to say. As someone who does not drink alcohol, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't participate in the 420 or anything like that. That's perfectly fine. I can be all nice and tidy, straight lace and whatever. But I still have the ability, as a consciousness that has evolved, I have the ability to hold space for my brothers and sisters in Christ consciousness who have suffered so badly, they have turned to substances. You don't offend me by saying stupid shit like that to me. You hurt my heart because you are an epitome of what is wrong with this world. And I'm sick and tired of having to coexist with diseased minds like yours. It is not the people who have addiction who are diseased. It is the people who drive our brothers and sisters to addiction who are diseases. Change your consciousness. Change the way you approach the world. Ooh, let me get off. That pissed me off. Not because I'm offended for me, but because I'm sick and tired of people who are already hurting so badly, being made to feel as though they're not worth it, that there's no space in this world for people who hurt. Guess what? The most powerful healers are the ones who have hurt the worst, who have been the most broken in life. They are the shamans who have been forgotten. Open your eyes and see that. Card number 43, understanding. It's time for us to be able to reach a level of understanding that will allow us to transcend the bullshit, absolute bullshit that we consistently participate in. Allow yourself to rise up, transcend from that. Leave that old matrix behind. If enough of us begin to shift out of that old way of being, we will reach critical mass. Do you know what critical mass is? It is the tipping point at which we all have no choice but to go into that pool of change. Okay? Nobody gets left behind in this. That is a very, very common, again, misconception. That if you believe the right thing, you're going to be part of the group that goes forward, that ascends. No, we all go or none of us do. We all go or none of us do. We are part of a whole. Does the pinky enter the bedroom and the rest of the body stays in the living room? No, we are all part of a whole. We are all cells that operate as part of organ systems, that operate as part of a whole being. We all go together or none of us go. Card number 52, Sea Witch. This bitch. This bitch right here. Sea Witch. Look at her over there with a gossip mill in her hand. Paralyzing innocent ass mofos just trying to swim by, trying to bring them into drama. That's what this card always tells me. The gossip mill. That looks like a windmill. And usually, to me, windmills, gossip mills, all the damn same thing. Don't allow the Sea Witch to fuck your roll up. Okay? Let her be a sour ass jelly bean, jellyfish, whatever the fuck she is. Let her be that on her own. Do not reflect that. You can choose what to reflect. You can absolutely choose to cultivate yourself and what you reflect when you're in front of someone toxic. Sometimes it's appropriate to reflect toxicity. Sometimes it's appropriate to just be quiet. Sometimes it's appropriate to allow your higher consciousness to come out of your mouth and help another person understand something. And even if they don't want to understand, hey, you planted that seed. It's there. So here goes. Inner child work, higher self. This is about the integration of the two. Allowing your inner child to heal enough to be fully present with you, while also allowing your higher self to come down into you so that you can go ahead and live your truth. There is nothing about you that you have to be ashamed of. I don't care if you've been a prostitute. I don't care if you've been a drug dealer. I don't care if you have an addiction problem. I don't care. Whatever excuses you tell yourself to make yourself believe this lie that you don't matter, that you're not enough, that you should be ashamed for existing, all of that's bullshit. The fact that you live, that is reason enough for me to believe you are 100% worthy and entitled to love. Just because you're here. Whether you agree with me or not, I believe you deserve love. And that love is expressed in different ways. So let's see. You are the creator of your own life. You co-create your life with all these people who are brought to your path for a reason. Now, some people will be brought to your path to trigger you, to try and cause some sort of abrasion. That's fine. That's more places for my light to shine. You want to try and break me? You want to try and take cheap shots? You want to try and crack me in some way? That's fine. That's more space for the light of my truth to exit me so that you can witness what it's like to live as someone who is choosing, consciously choosing day in and day out to evolve. And evolution does not mean you're suddenly namaste, let someone slap me, I'm not going to say anything. Evolution is knowing that you need to use discernment for every circumstance in your life. Sometimes you need to respond. Sometimes you need to react. Sometimes you need to do neither. So you always have to allow your higher self, sometimes your inner child, to guide you. Okay. Here's the thing. We live our whole lives when we're starting our spiritual journey, when we're on our spiritual journey, we spend that whole portion of our life catering to the inner child and trying to understand the higher self. What if, what if we need to do, what we need to do is instead exist as our inner adult, allow our inner adult to begin showing up? Because I see so much of either trying to sound super spiritual. And oftentimes, when people do, they're not really that spiritual. They're just trying to impress you. They're trying to leave you with some sort of impression that they are evolved. That comes from lack of sense of worth, self worth. Or they're having tantrums because their inner child is not being tended to. So they're either acting childish or acting like they're somehow super much above you, more better. Just go with this, go with this. So what if we allow ourselves to enter a stage of inner adulthood where we can communicate, because adults are supposed to be able to communicate. We can communicate our needs with each other. We can totally, like, let someone know, hey, this is my boundary. You're dangerously close to crossing my boundary. I'm still working on healthy boundaries, so I need you to kind of step back a little bit, and to have someone else understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? I think that's where we need to finally allow ourselves to enter. We're aware of the inner child. We're aware of the higher self. Now we need to become intimately intertwined with the inner adult. Okay. So, card number 2, inner trust. Inner trust. You have to begin trusting yourself. You have to begin trusting the guidance from your soul. Everything that you witness outside of you should serve as confirmation for guidance that was given inside of you. What if you in the hood? I've lived in the hood most of my life. It's a neighborhood just like any. It's a neighborhood just like any. There's nothing that I would do differently in the hood that I would do in a bougie spot. People are people. They respond to your energy. It doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter what kind of lifestyle they live. They respond to your energy. Me and my little ass self, I've lived in the hood most of my life, and I've never had anyone fuck with me. I had this gentleman who must have been like, I don't know, 6.5 feet tall, try and tell me that I need to get up in a movie theater. He tried to tell me I need to get up and scoot over because him and his dad. I said, I'm sorry, what? I didn't get up. And so right when I respond, I'm sorry, what? He said, I'm sorry, ma'am. Do you think you could please scoot over one seat so me and my date can fit? Oh, sure. Motherfucker, don't be coming at me like you need to get up. Fuck that shit. I don't give a shit if I'm only up to your belly button. I don't think so. You came at me with the wrong energy. Rearrange that shit and try it again. That's what my energy said. And he heard that with his heart. And he was like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Could you please scoot down one seat? Yeah, I can do that for you now. Come at me with respect and I will reflect the same respect. Come at me crooked. I will remind you why the fuck you're going to respect me when you do it again. So, and it's not that it's not that I think I'm better than anyone. It's that I understand my worth. I'm not here to be shit on. I'm not shitting on you. If you want to shit, go to the bathroom. It's down the hall. Not over here. Act like an adult and I will treat you like one. And just because, stop. Okay, hope. Card number 27, hope. Allow yourself to continue having hope, even in times of darkness. Even when it seems like the edge of the forest is so far away and you don't know how much further you need to go, just hold on to your hope. And as you hold on to your hope, not out of desperation, but just out of a knowing that I need to be able to hold on to something to keep me steady as I continue walking. As you do that, you will just suddenly realize your hope, the thing that you've been holding on to so gently, it's now maturing. It's ripening into a sense of knowing. You're going from hope, faith, to knowing and gnosis. Okay? Gnosis is the state that Jesus Christ was talking about. This knowing. It's no longer faith. Faith is childhood version of Gnosis. Faith is just believing just because I have to believe or else I don't know what I believe, to knowing. That's where we have to go at this point. We have to go from inner child to inner adult. Inner child has hope. Inner child has faith. Inner adult has a knowing. And that knowing comes from the fact that you know you have been given everything that you need by Creator itself before you came into this life, allowing each ability and nuance of your attitude, your character, to ripen at the perfect time. And as it ripens, it comes forward. That is what you showcase about yourself. That is what your growth is about. So, card number 23, the gift. You are a gift. You're a gift to everyone you meet. You even are a gift to yourself. That's another thing that we are so manipulated into buying into by spiritual groups, by society, that if you have gifts, it's for everyone else instead. That it's not supposed to benefit you. Who said? Who said that? Who taught you that? Who told you that lie? That your gift is supposed to benefit everyone else but yourself. That it's supposed to take care of everyone else but you. That's a lie. Put that in other terms. It's your birthday. Everyone else is bringing birthday gifts for everyone else. You don't get anything because it's your birthday. Don't be selfish now. Why are you thinking about yourself? Like, no. Your gift, as you give it away, you should allow yourself to receive equal amount and measure, equal time and measure. So it's not that you're keeping track of, okay, I just gave you $5 worth of product. You're going to have to give me $5. No. If it feels right to you to give $5 worth of product, you go ahead and give that. But when someone comes around and is trying to give you $5, you don't say no. When you see $5 laying on the floor, on the ground in a parking lot, you don't say no. You allow yourself to receive. It completes the circuit of love. Love is not just giving. That's only half the circuit. Love is also receiving. See that? Got to add some shoulder into it. Now some hips. And here's the problem. Here is the problem. We think that in order to ascend, to reach a level of enlightenment, we have to listen to the teachings of draconian motherfuckers. I don't think so. Draconians don't exist to create a sense of well-being or unity. They have created a matrix of separation, competition, and control. If they deplete you enough, you have no other option but to comply. Why do you think society now tries to force us to live well beyond our means? Well, if I made as much as so and so, and I've heard people say that so much, let me tell you, people have the same amount of debt compared to their income. It's the same ratio of debt. It doesn't matter how much you make. Everybody has ridiculous amounts of debt, and most people are living paycheck to paycheck. And it doesn't matter if you make a six-figure income. This is what I'm seeing constantly. I have many people who come to me who they live these lavish lives. You look at their social media and they trip after trip after trip after, and then they're coming to me in private and like, oh, I can't. Well, I'm not trying to shame you for not being able to afford it, but you need to make your priorities. If you can afford to go to Ibiza, Dubai, I mean, I can't exactly justify just giving away. But that's the thing. People don't realize, regardless of how much you make, you probably have the same income to debt ratio as someone who makes less than you, as someone who makes more than you. Because that's how we're programmed. We're programmed to continue to consume. Because guess what? The evolution of a human consciousness is just like the life journey of a butterfly. We go through stages of metamorphosis. In the early stages of your consciousness in this lifetime, you are a caterpillar. And what are caterpillars created to do? To consume. They just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. You ever see that book, The Hungry Caterpillar? That's what we do. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you are still in a caterpillar stage of development. It doesn't make you delayed. It doesn't make you less than. Because guess what? Every single butterfly starts as a caterpillar. And as you go through that first cycle of ascension, you'll then begin to cocoon yourself. You'll begin to feel separated. You'll begin to feel stiff in your existence. You'll begin to feel formless, as though you have just been melted and life makes no sense. You don't know up from down, left from right, in from out. You're just a puddle of goo. And then something beautiful happens. Somewhere in that sense of being lost, sense of losing who you are, your form, your purpose, all of that, you suddenly go through a rebirth. And out of that comes a butterfly. And butterflies don't come out flying. They come out exhausted. If you're tired with life, you've just exited your cocoon. And it takes a butterfly several hours of very gently moving their wings before enough of that fluid, that energy, the hydroplasma, is distributed through their wings. And they change form yet again. This is what we go through as human beings. And if you're like, well, I'm just tired of life. I'm tired because I just keep being challenged. Do you think that butterfly just slid out the cocoon? I mean, that was a fucking process in itself. If you're tired, you are coming out of your cocoon. And you need to stop being ashamed of the step you were at right before you slid out, where you felt lost, you felt depleted, you felt alone, you felt misunderstood, you felt separated, you felt destroyed. All of these things are indications you are preparing to exit your chrysalis. You're ascending. You're losing parts of yourself that you once thought were important, only to realize it really didn't even matter. It really didn't even matter. So keep going. Just because as a butterfly that's newly hatched from its chrysalis, you can't fly, that doesn't mean anything. Thank you, Norseman. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, because you're flapping your wings and you're not going anywhere? There's a purpose to that. You're spreading your energy. You're figuring out how to spread evenly this energy so every part of you is nourished. Notice how butterflies don't try to save other butterflies. Get that? You're not here to save anyone else. You're not here to heal anyone else. You're here to emerge from your cocoon and fly from flower to flower, drinking up the sweetness of life. Do butterflies complain about anything? I don't know. I don't speak butterfly. But they sure seem to have no problem flying, just going wherever they feel. And maybe that's what we need to begin doing within our lives, within our circles, everything. Just really allowing the guidance of soul to guide you where to go next. Butterflies, they don't go try drinking nectar from flowers that don't have nectar. And that's another thing we need to learn. That we have to stop trying to drink from wells that are dry. There's nothing there for you. So go where there's what you need. Okay? So that was the bonus. That was the bonus. You guys like my headband is from Titi Lisa. So yeah, just flow with your life. Stop letting people put you down. Stop. I mean, they can keep trying, but don't let it in. Don't let it in. If anything, use it as a stepping stone to reach an even higher level of consciousness. People want to weigh you down. Perfect. I'll let you weigh me down for a specific amount of time. That extra weight that you put on me, it's the very resistance that's going to grow me more. Just like when I go to the gym, those extra plates that I put on the bar, that's the extra weight that's going to grow me more. It's going to just push me just a little bit more. But the moment I recognize I am too exhausted to keep proper form. I will not injure myself for you. Not no mo. Not no mo. Okay? So you have to remember that. If the weight of someone else is causing you to lose proper form, if the weight of their presence, of their problems, whatever it is they're asking from you, if the weight of that puts you at risk of injuring yourself, put it down. Let it go. Because you carrying their extra weight is not growing them in any way. Sometimes people need help. There's a difference between help and codependency. Learn the difference between the two and begin establishing boundaries and then enforcing it. Okay? So, you guys, thank you so much again for sharing this space with me. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, turn on that notification bell. If you would like to get text notifications, in the description of this video, there's instructions on how to do that. It's free to sign up. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, guys.